5번째 수업을 시작하겠습니다.
와,
네, 이어서 읽어주시면 돼요.
or perhaps he's a coiner.
Or perhaps.
Or perhaps
He's a coiner.
he's a coiner.
음.
Or he might have been a pirate.
오, 잘하셨어요. Pirate.
Pirate.
음.
Like the man at the beginning of Treasure Island.
여기도 하나 책 제목 이름이라서 Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
좋아요. Island.
Island.
왜 S 왜 있는지 모르겠어요. Island.
Island.
네.
And be always hiding from his old shipmates.
여기가 부사기 때문에, 형용사기 때문에, from his old shipmates. 이어서.
From his old shipmates.
그쵸. 이어서 D를 L을 길게 해주고,
Old
old shipmates.
His old shipmates.
그쵸. 이어서 한 단어처럼.
How exciting, said Polly. I never knew your house was so interesting.
자, I never knew.
I never knew
Your house was so interesting.
your house was so interesting.
so는 매우니까 강조해줘야 돼. I never knew your house was so interesting.
I never knew your house was so interesting.
그렇죠.
You may think it interesting.
You may think it interesting.
You may think it interesting.
it이 중요해. You may think it interesting.
You may think it interesting.
그쵸.
said Diggory. But you wouldn't like it if you had to sleep there.
아까 했었는데, but you wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't like it.
it까지 쭉. But you wouldn't like it.
But you would like it.
You wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't like it.
그치.
But you wouldn't like it.
If you had to sleep there.
If you had to sleep there. How would you like to lie awake listening for Uncle Andrew's step to come creeping along the passage to your room?
자, how wouldi죠.
네.
would만 하면 돼요. How would you like?
How would you like?
근데 how하고 would과 you의 길이가 약간 동일하게. How would you like?
How would you like?
그치? How would you like to lie awake?
How would you like to lie awake?
Awake, listening for Uncle.
Listening for Uncle
Andrew's step to come.
Andrew's step to come.
Creeping along.
Creeping along.
The passage.
The passage.
G는 약하게. Passage to your room.
Passage to your room.
이어서.
And he has such awful eyes.
자, such 할 때 여기 T는 약하게. And he has such awful eyes.
And he has such awful eyes.
그쵸? 잘하셨어요. 눈이 무섭대요.
네. That was how Polly and Diggory got to know one another.
자, one another.
One another.
이어서 얘네는 they got to know one another.
Got to know another. Got to know one another.
그쵸?
And as it was just the beginning of the summer holidays.
Summer holidays.
The summer holidays.
H이기 때문에
holidays. The summer holidays. And neither of them was going to the sea that year. They met nearly every day.
They met.
그들은
만났다. Nearly.
Every day.
그쵸?
Their adventure began.
S.
Their adventures began chiefly because it was one of the wettest.
최대치잖아요. Wettest.
Wettest.
Wet, wetter, wettest.
Wettest.
And coldest.
Summer.
S.
Summers. Coldest summers. There had been for years. That drove them to do indoor things. You might say indoor exploration.
Indoor.
Exploration.
그러니까 X는 빨라지고 P가 이제 늘어진 거죠. Exploration.
Indoor.
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 그치?
indoor exploration.
오, 그래서 x가 엄청 빠르고 이 플로보다는 exploration.
exploration.
오, 잘했어요.
너무 어려워요, 진짜. It is wonderful how much exploring you can do with a stump of candle in a big house or in a row of houses.
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 좋았어요. 잘했어요. 근데 it is wonderful how much exploring.
How much exploring.
blow가 이제 좀 늘어지네. exploring.
exploring. exploration.
그쵸. explore, exploration.
exploration.
그쵸. 잘하셨어요. 그 다음에 Polly had
discovered long ago that if we open a certain little door in
certain
little door in the box room attic.
자, 다락방이죠. attic. box room attic.
of our house. You would find the
cistern이 물탱크란 뜻이에요.
cistern and the dark place behind it.
behind it.
behind it.
그쵸.
behind it.
그쵸.
which you could get into by a little careful climbing.
climbing. 그러니까 climb잖아요. 그래서
네.
climbing.
B가 빠져요. climbing.
그쵸. 약간 묵음이죠. climbing.
The dark place was like a long tunnel with brick wall on one side and sloping roof on the other.
on the
other.
아니,
other. roof on the other.
그쵸.
other이 아니었군요.
오, 많은 분들이 other
other.
하시긴 하는데,
네.
other.
on the other.
그래서 other side, other people.
그쵸. other people.
그쵸.
other. In the roof there were little chunks of light between the slits. There was no floor in this tunnel.
여기 floor, 롤.
맞다. floor.
아니, 롤. full 롤. 롤만 하면 돼.
floor.
floor. There was no floor.
There's no floor.
그치?
R 아니 floor 아니었어? floor.
아니요, 짧게요.
floor.
두 개. There was no floor.
There was no floor in this tunnel. You had to step from left?
이게 석가래, 지붕의 석가래 같은 단어라고 뜻이라고 나와 있거든요.
네.
From rafter to rafter.
From rafter to rafter. And between them there was only plaster.
plaster.
plaster. If you stepped on this,
여기서 if you stepped on this, this에서 이제 끊는 거죠. 잘하셨어요.
If you step on this,
stepped on this.
If you step on this, you'd find yourself falling through the ceiling of the room below.
그렇죠.
잘했어요?
잘했습니다.
저 좀 탔다 느꼈어요. 저도 물결을 탔구나.
뭔가 서핑을 탔을 때 그 느낌 아시겠죠?
서핑을 탄 적이 없지만 느낌을 맞습니다.
그 느낌입니다. 한 번 더.
오케이.
If you stepped on this.
If you step on this, you'd find yourself falling through the ceiling of the room below.
잘하셨어요.
저도 합니다. 여러분도 할 수 있습니다.
그 플로어의 감을 좀 잡으신 것 같아요.
Polly has used the bit of the tunnel just beside the cistern as a smuggler's cave.
이건 도둑이잖아요.
네.
smugglers. 아니, 여러 명이니까 smugglers. 그치.
smuggler's cave. She had brought a bit of bits.
She had brought up bits of gold.
She had brought up bits of old.
Packing
cases. And the seats.
의자.
Seats of broken kitchen chairs. And things of that sort. And spared them.
널리 놨다. And spread them.
Spread. And spread them across from rafter to rafter so as to make a bit of floor.
Make a bit of floor.
Make a bit of floor.
그치. floor.
floor.
Here she kept.
Here she kept a cash box containing various treasures.
treasures.
treasures. And a story she was writing and usually a few apples.
그쵸. 좋아요.
She had often 뭐예요? think?
이게
듬크?
미스 스펠링인가 봐요. She had often drank.
drank a quite bottle of ginger beer in there. The old bottles made it look more like a smuggler's cave.
오, 잘하셨습니다. 한 군데 말하고 싶었던 게 있었는데, and spread them across from.
Spread them across from.
여긴 것 같아요. She had brought up bits of old packing cases.
She had brought up
bits of old packing cases.
She had brought up bits of old packing cases.
And the seats of broken kitchen chairs.
And the seats of broken kitchen chairs.
And things of that sort, and spread them across from rafter to rafter so as to make a bit of floor.
So as to make a bit of floor.
잘하셨어요. 여기 미스 스펠링이 있네요.
네.
아무튼 잘하셨고요. 다음 시간에
만나요.
네.